Well, hello there. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good week. And it's Monday, but if you're in the UK, it is a bank holiday Monday. So it means you've got the day off work, most of you, probably. Anyway, if you're having a day off and you're chilling, I hope your day's been going well. And if you're at work and you're, perhaps you're on your break or something and you're sitting watching me blabbering on about nothing, then, I hope the rest of your day goes well, because nobody wants to go to work, do they? So, Anyway, today's video, I decided to try and keep it within the UK. This one is a spooky wooky one because I thought, it's about time I did another spooky one, because I've had people have said that they like the spooky ones, so a couple of them, chuck them in, and yeah, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to let you go and watch, and then we'll see each other on the other side and enjoy. Welcome to another eerie episode. Today we venture into the heart of Woodford Green in Essex to explore the lost graveyard at St Mary's Church, a place where spirits rest uneasily, hidden beneath centuries of history. If you think this is just another peaceful churchyard, think again, because the souls buried here are anything but forgotten. St Mary's Church may look like any other place of worship at first glance, but beneath its ancient stone walls lies a story of tragedy, loss and restless souls, some of which are still trying to make their presence known. St Mary's Church was originally built around the 12th century, during the reign of King Henry I. Back then, the church was an essential part of the community in Woodford Green. The church itself is built from local stone, and over the years, renovations have left it with a blend of both old and new, much like the ghosts that are said to haunt the grounds, stuck between past and present. The churchyard itself has been a final resting place for countless souls, but not all graves are marked, and some are completely forgotten. Over time, unrecorded burials have become part of the fabric in this eerie place, adding to the mystery. Underneath St Mary's Church lies a lost graveyard, a burial site long forgotten by history. This graveyard holds the remains of many people who died in plague outbreaks, wars and other periods of tragedy. These were times when the church couldn't keep up with the sheer number of deaths. Hasty burials were often made, with little to no record keeping. As a result, many of the graves here have no headstones, no markers, just forgotten souls resting beneath the earth. And those souls, it seems, aren't ready to leave. One of the most chilling stories tied to this lost graveyard is that of a young girl, a spirit who has been seen near the gates of the church on several occasions. Some say she was the ghost of a child who died during one of the plague outbreaks that ravaged England in the 1600s. She was the sole survivor of a family wiped out by the disease, and without any living relatives to claim her, she was hastily buried in an unmarked grave. Witnesses who have seen her say that she appears to be about 10 or 12 years old, with pale skin and dark eyes, staring into the distance. Her expression filled with sorrow. Sometimes she's described as standing motionless by the gates, while others have said that she searches for something or someone, perhaps a family she lost long ago. People who have encountered her report hearing soft weeping or low whispers coming from her. But when they get closer, she disappears into the fog. leaving only a deep sense of sorrow behind. But it's not just the ghostly girl who haunts the churchyard. Many who visit St Mary's report seeing shadowy figures darting between the gravestones. These figures are often described as human-shaped, featureless, moving quickly across the graveyard, disappearing before anyone can get a good look. Some believe these shadows are the spirits of the forgotten souls buried in the unmarked graves, still wandering the graveyard in search of peace. And if that wasn't enough, there's also reports of footsteps, those eerie, slow steps that you hear when no one is there. Perhaps the most unnerving of all is the strange whispering that visitors have heard in the dead of night. It's said that when you're near the churchyard, you can hear voices, though they sound like they're coming from nowhere. The whispers are often faint and unintelligible, but some say that they can make out words like "help me" or "find me." Could these be the souls of the lost, crying out still for the recognition? Or are they just the voices of the many who were never really properly mourned? Over the years, several paranormal investigation teams have visited St Mary's, and what they found is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Many have captured EVP recordings or electronic voice phenomena, which feature clear voices that don't belong to anyone present at the scene. One of the most disturbing recordings is a faint voice saying, "Find me," followed by a soft cry. Other recordings feature footsteps and sighs, sounds that seem to come from empty air. These voices only add to the belief that the spirits buried in the lost graveyard have never truly rested. So, what is behind all of these eerie occurrences at St Mary's? Could it be that the spirits of the unmarked grave are still wandering, trapped in a senseless, restless state? Perhaps their graves were forgotten, and in that neglect they never received a proper recognition of or peace that they deserve. Another theory is that the tragedy and the overwhelming loss that occurred during the plague and other local crises have left spiritual scars on the land itself. The spirits of those who died too suddenly and were buried too hastily may still linger, unable to move on from the horrors that they endured. St Mary's Church was originally built around the 12th century. This we know. It was a period when England was experiencing significant political upheaval and social unrest. The church itself was constructed from local stone, giving it an old world charm. Now, over the centuries, however, many renovations have taken place and new sections were added, making parts of the church look more modern while others have remained in their original state. The churchyard has long been a burial site for Woodford Green residents. Now, during times of plague and war, there were large numbers of hasty burials carried out, and this was especially common during the Black Death. This is where the community saw an influx of deaths and they had to cope with overwhelming numbers of corpses. This is why there's been believed to be several dozen unmarked graves in this churchyard, with some sources suggesting that graves may go back hundreds of years. Records of burials were either lost in time or never documented, particularly during the times when the local population was dealing with the mass deaths. These unknown graves have led to believe that there be maybe so many forgotten souls wandering the churchyard, unable to rest. Cold spots have been recorded in various places near the graveyard, especially in the areas where the ghostly girl is said to appear. Witnesses report feeling an icy breeze or an abrupt drop in temperature, despite the rest of the surroundings being warm. The Lost Graveyard at St Mary's Church in Woodford may be lesser known compared to some of the UK's other haunted sites, but its stories are no less chilling. The spirits buried beneath the grounds are a reminder that some souls, no matter how forgotten, never truly rest. And for those that dare to visit, the ghostly girl, the shadowy figures, and the whispers from the grave are a warning. Not all graves are meant to be left undisturbed. Thank you for joining me today on this journey into the darkness. If you've ever experienced a haunting of your own, or if you know of any other forgotten graveyards, share your stories in the comments below. Until next time, keep your eyes wide open and remember, sometimes the past never truly leaves. So what did you think of that? I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to look for as many sort of unknown or lesser known hauntings and that sort of stuff, spooky stuff like that, as I possibly can, because once you've heard of ones like Borley Rectory and so on and so forth, once you've heard of those already, you've heard them, haven't you? And they can get a bit dull because so many people do videos on them. I have done pieces on them before in like mixture videos and stuff where I've done mixtures of different places, but I try not to fall in with the trend, if you like, of doing the same sort of things. I try to mix it up and I do my research and I try to find things that are a bit less known, so it's a little bit more interesting, because it's always a little bit more interesting when you haven't heard of a place. I think so anyway. So yeah, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've ever been to the St Mary's Church in Essex and you've been to the graveyard, have you had any experiences? Have you seen the little girl? Have you seen any figures, shadow figures, wandering through the graveyards? Because if you have, I'd really be interested to hear about it, because I find it fascinating. So if you've got any stories, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed it, I'm really pleased that you've got this far. Although I only do quite short videos anyway, so hopefully, apart from with gaming ones mostly. So hopefully, if you've got this far, you've enjoyed the video. So if you have, I never say this, but please subscribe and hit the bell. And I never say this normally, but it'd be really nice if I did have some more subscribers, and it'd be really nice if I had some more likes and things, and the comments and that are amazing. I love hearing all your comments that you leave on my videos. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get off because otherwise I'm going to just sit here waffling. But I am going to say that I keep on saying about my new merchandise that I've got coming out, which I have. It's just life has been a bit crazy, and in the sense of having a 4-month-old puppy, and for one thing, and I'll have to put him on video because show you how big he is. In fact, I'll show you a little picture of him now. There we go. See, he's really got big. And yeah, so having him to, sort out as well, because I can't just sort of, he's got to have my attention all the time. He's at that age. And then also, it's everyday things, been doing everyday things. And my husband's had a week off work, so we've been doing stuff together, and I haven't really been online a lot. Also, but the problem is I'm having a slight issue with my printer for some unknown reason, and I'm in talks at the moment with the company brother about the printer. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get that sorted, and very soon, because I can't be doing without having the printer working, because it's frustrating me no end. Anyway, enough of that. It's boring you, isn't it? And I'm going to get off, and I'll I'll see you again on my next video, which I'm not sure what the content will be yet, because I never know until I actually sit down to do it, to be fair. So I can't sort of like pre-warn you. It possibly be a gaming video, possibly. It could be a true crime, possibly. Oh, you have to wait and see. Anyway, have yourself a great rest of your bank holiday Monday, if it's bank holiday if you're in the UK. If not, have yourself a great rest of your Monday, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care of yourself. Bye bye. Keep smiling.